Doing tonight. I hope you're having a wonderful, blessed day, because Grammie is. I'm so glad to be back in the kitchen with you guys. It's been a week since I've done a recipe with you guys. If you hear my husband's lawnmower running in the back, I am so sorry. He decided that it was time to mow the grass when I got in the kitchen to do my YouTube video for you guys. But the grass needs mowing, and I'll be happy when he gets it done, because it always looks beautiful. Okay, we've got something wonderful and delicious tonight. Me and my husband basically have not ate anything all day long so that we can partake of this wonderful, delicious recipe. We've decided to have dessert for dinner, and we are going to make a delicious chocolate cobbler. And yes, right over there in that freezer, I have some vanilla chocolate swirl ice cream to go on top. It's going to be good. Y'all stick around. So the first thing we got to do is we got to melt 2 sticks of butter. I got one open and one ain't open. I was a little shocked by that because I had to do a retake, and I had forgot I took the wrapper off that, and then I grabbed that naked butter. Anyway, so we're going to put this in the oven to melt, and while it melts, I'm going to show you, I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and I'm going to melt this butter, and that's what we're going to cook this cobbler on. But we're going to put this butter in the oven. I'm going to get all this together in a minute. We're going to let it melt, and while it's melting, we're going to mix up our batter. Okay? It's going to be good. And I'm going to use my beautiful gift that Miss Mary gave me. I promised her when I did some baking that I would use it, and I'm going to use it, and it's going to keep my hands from getting burnt. It's going to dry my hands when I need to dry them, and I'm kind of tore about using it because it's so beautiful, but we're going to use it today. So let me set this over here. That's the base to my casserole dish. I'm going to turn you guys down where you guys can see what I am doing, because it's going to be good. So let's get down here. I got a mixing bowl. There's going to be 2 parts to this. There's going to be the batter, and then there's going to be the chocolate sprinkled stuff that we make and put on it. So to this we're going to put, let me grab my little card because I don't make this a lot, so I had to get it out of my recipe box. We've got our 2 sticks of butter in the oven. We're going to put 1 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to add 1 1/2 cups of self-rising flour. And then we're going to put 3/4 cups of milk in there. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to stir that together really good. And this is going to be the bread, the cake part of the cobbler. And it is going to be so good. You want to make sure that you really get that all incorporated good in there. And this is a no-stir cobbler. You do not stir it at any time once you have all the ingredients together. It shouldn't take that butter long. Let's look at that. That looks like a delicious cake batter. Make sure I don't have any loose flour on the bottom. When we got it stirred, we got to stir our cocoa mix. And basically all you're doing is you're mixing in 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder and 1 cup of sugar. And we're going to just kind of gently stir that together. I got to find my little stir. There we go. Just kind of incorporate that sugar and that cocoa together. I just love the smell of cocoa. Do you guys like the smell of cocoa? Even if it's 80 degrees outside, 90 degrees outside, if I smell cocoa, I'm at Christmas time. I'm in the fall again. So we're going to put that over there. I'm going to put my card back over here in my recipe box, because I know the rest. I just had to make sure I was telling you guys the right measurements. And I'll have them down in my description. I sure will. I'll put those boogers in the description. I want to tell y'all a funny story. I'm a basketball mom, so I have lots of basketball mom friends, and some of them I was friends with long before we had before I had a child, and that was playing basketball. But I have this one that has a grandson, and he was a miracle baby. He was born on the same day as my grandson, and his name is Jack, and my grandson's name is Jackson. And we were in the hospital before, and I seen my friend come into the waiting room, and I said, "Oh my goodness, is she having her baby?" And she said yes. Anyway, he was breech. They had some complications, and they had to start operating on her before they ever even got her in the OR. And mom and baby were fine, and both of our babies have turned 5 now, and they're going to kindergarten together. But he is so sweet. And they went to a Mexican restaurant, and he needed to go to the restroom, and we live in a small town, and the restrooms are just right there. And she said, "Go ahead, just make sure you wash your hands." And so when he came back and he hadn't gone, and he said, "I don't know how to read Japanese." It was Spanish for male and female. I thought that was so smart. He knew that it was another language. He just didn't know to call it. He didn't know how to call it Spanish. He called it Japanese. I thought that was precious. So sometimes little kids, the innocent things that come out of their mouth is just precious. And of course, everybody had a good laugh about it. I remember one time we went to the Mexican restaurant, and Megan loves rice at the Mexican restaurant, and she loves rice at the Chinese restaurant. She loves rice. And so that's the only thing she gets besides cheese dip. And when we left, she goes, "How rude. They didn't even give us fortune cookies." I said, "Megan, they don't give fortune cookies at the Mexican restaurant. That's at the Chinese restaurant." So just the little innocent things that come out of children's mouths sometimes can be precious. And, why can't we laugh about stuff like that? I don't think that that's anything to do, because God is a God that loves all colors. He loves everybody. And I didn't mean to get into a racist conversation tonight, but sometimes the Lord will lead. I love everybody. I think God had a big crayon box, and when he made people, he just loved to color everybody. And we know how there's different languages and there's different colors. He scattered us around the world. I just love you. I don't care if you're pink, yellow, bright, brown, whatever. Use my brother and use my sister, because we both have the same Father. And that's the way I look at it. So now let's check and see if that butter's melted. I got off on some stuff, but I just thought that was precious, and I didn't want the world to try to take that and make that into anything racist, because I am far from being racist. A little bit longer for our butter to stick, to melt, because it was cold. So as soon as that melts, we'll be back, and I'm going to show you how to assemble this, and it's going to be delicious. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Our butter's melted, and ooh, that butter just smells so good. I'm going to turn you down, and I'm going to show you how we're going to assemble this, and it's going to be good. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be good. And while this cooks, we're going to go out and we're going to see the chickens, and I'm going to show you my garden. It ain't doing good. I'm just going to tell you, we've had so much rain that my bucket containers and stuff are not doing good. I think next year we're going straight in the ground. We're going to figure out how to get it done. So, but they're doing good. I got some beans that's ready to pull off. We'll go out and look. Be right back. Put y'all down and let y'all see what we're doing. Alrighty. So, we're going in with our batter. And we're going to add this batter to it. We are not going to stir it. We're going to go right into it just like this. We're just going to put it in there. You can spoon it in there if you want to. I just kind of let it pour out of the bowl and go here and there and get down in there really good. It's going to be so good, y'all. It's going to be so good. I want to get every drop of that out there. I do not know what they've done with my baking spoons that I like. My husband puts up the dishes, and I can't complain because he's helping me. And right now, we definitely need to teamwork as much as been going on. So, we get that up there so that'll get going. Now, you're going to take this mixture of sugar and cocoa. Remember, don't stir it. Just let it go in there. And you're going to take, and I'm using a spoon like you would take to drain your green beans or something like that. And we're going to start just sprinkling that over the top. Just really get it in there good. I like a lot of chocolate. You can make this in a larger pan. I like mine like this. I like it good and chocolatey and just scrumptiously delicious. Scrumptiously. So, it in there. Then the next thing you do is I have 2 cups of boiling water, and you just pour it over the top of it. Making sure you're hitting everything. We never stir it. We leave it just like this. And that's going to make it have all of those delicious layers. Now this pan's hot. I almost thought about touching that pan, but I'm going to use my handy dandy towels that was made for me by Miss Mary, my wonderful sub-family member. And I'm going to go on the top rack, and she's going to go in there for about 30 to 40 minutes, just depending on your oven. Mine tends to cook a little quicker, but I've got it at 350. And I am going to set a timer. So we're going to put timer for 30. I'm going to shake it in 30. Okay, let me get myself ready, and we're going to go out in the garden, and I'm going to show you around. Like I said, it's not impressive. That's why I kind of been putting it off showing you guys. But I'm going to show you. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real on Grammie Nae Nae. Let's go look at the garden. Hey y'all, I'm taking you outside, so let's go out here. Let's see what we got going on. And my husband's still mowing, so we may hear him in the background and we might see him. But let's go see what we've got going on out here. I tell you, we have had so much rain. It has rained every day, and I'm going to tell you, it looks like it's going to rain again. We're going to have rain overnight. So let me show you what we got. I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you. Okay, right here is just a tiny bit of corn. Like I said, this year is an experimental garden, and we're just kind of seeing what we can grow, where we can grow it, because we do have a lot of trees in our yard. And over here I have some watermelon planted in the box, and in the little containers are just some beautiful little wildflowers that are coming up, and I'm going to set some on my front porch once they get going good, and on some of the little tables around the yard. These are my beans. I'm so proud of them, and I actually went out and clipped them last night, and I got a good bowl full for a mess of them. And this is the strangest thing I've ever seen. This is squash. It never vined out, but it put blooms on there, so I'm going to wait and see what it does, because I've never seen it do that. And then this is some potatoes, and right there's some cucumber that I'm pretty sure is not going to make anything, but it is trying to bloom. And that's my tomatoes, and you can see they're kind of waterlogged in the bottom. That's some okra. And over here is some bell pepper. So we've got little things going on all over the yard. Anyway, that's the garden. Now let's take a look at those babies. Aren't they precious? These are some wildflowers that I planted around the chicken coop. They're supposed to control mosquitoes and flies. And they're really looking good. I can't wait for them to get tall enough and start blooming. It's going to look really pretty around there. Planted some zinnias up my sidewalk along with my little climbing rose bushes at the end and my zebra grass. Zinnias are my favorite wildflower because they bloom from the time that they get old enough all the way into the first frost. It's so wonderful. I can't wait to have that color up my driveway, up my sidewalk. Driveway. Y'all want to see me drive my car up that? I don't think so. Okay, this thing is a beeping. Let's see if she's done, okay? So let me turn you guys down so you can watch me take this out of the oven. I'm going to use my towel. I'm going to use my little beautiful towels here. It looks like it's got a crust. Oh my goodness, does that look good? Does that look good? So I'm going to put it over here in its little case. And how about I turn off that oven so we don't have to listen to that beeper. So, let's just take us a little bit over here. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Now you should let this cool, but I'm a YouTuber, so I have to get this done. And I like to do that. I didn't want to use this spoon because it's got the bottom. Look at that, look at that. Matter of fact, I'm going to change it out for this one. I'll just set that one over there. And I wish you could see all of that chocolate is on the bottom and it's bubbling. Okay? It's really frozen. But we're going to put a little scoop of ice cream on the top of that. And it's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to put just another drizzle of some of this chocolate that was left underneath there on the top. Let me move this ice cream out of the way. And let's turn the camera up. And let's look at this. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see the deliciousness in that? A delicious chocolate cobbler. And it wasn't hard to do. Wasn't hard to make. Let's see if I can get a bite without burning off my lips. Get some ice cream with it. That will help. There we go. Oh my goodness. Look at that crust on the bottom. That buttery crust. That chocolate. Y'all, I'm getting married again. I'm going to tell you. This time I'm going to get married 10 times with this. It's good. I'm hungry. I love you guys. Y'all have a blessed evening. Until next time, I'm Grammie Nae Nae. Good night.